Hey everyone, happy Mama Monday to you all. It is Katie with Katie's Corner, and I would like to welcome you into my month 7 of pregnancy. So, last week we just discussed how month 6 flew by with all of the holidays and with the hospital visit, and we ended with me doing my gestational diabetes test. And now month 7 comes in, we get the results of the gestational diabetes, we have a million other things going on, and anxiety lights beaming, as bright as can be at this point. But first off, we're just going to stop, we're going to take a deep breath, and my gestational diabetes, I get the results and I failed. Now, did I actually fail? No. But does it feel like that as a 7-month pregnant lady? Absolutely. And especially because I'm a health coach. I have a nutrition background. How do I fail at this? What is going on? And all emotions, everything. I am horribly upset. I'm disappointed. I'm going through everything. And it was awful. It was truly awful, and I just couldn't figure out why until I realized, and I took a deep breath and I said, this is just how our bodies react. It doesn't mean that it's a pass or a fail necessarily, and it's nothing more than, thank goodness the doctors do this, and taking care of our little bundles. So if any of you mamas out there failed your gestational diabetes, you are not a failure, and it's just a precaution is all it is. But I would be happy to talk to you more in depth about that any chance or any time you want to take a visit with me. I would love to talk to you about it, because it's a crazy time, and it's a lot to do then, always having to prick your fingers, and especially when you're not used to that. But that kicked off month 7. On top of feeling like that and going through that, we decided we needed to move out of our house. So we put our house on the market without having necessarily a game plan of where we are going to move. And houses are flying off the market, and ours sold within 4 days. And we went, oh, okay, people actually wanted to live in this townhome. Now we don't have a spot to go. So what are we going to do? And we had to figure that out. We also, obviously, we are now finally in the 3rd trimester. We have to figure out, okay, the baby's coming in 12 weeks if I go full term. Nursery, which now we're moving, so we're not going to have a nursery. Daycare, what's happening with that? All these things start flooding onto our plate. And we went, okay, let's see if we can take some things off. Power through, did daycare tours, narrowed them down with who we can or where we can get into. We had 2 places, one on each side of town, because we didn't know where we were moving. So we had 2 places available for us. Check that off the list. Okay, fair enough. Now, where are we going to live? We don't know, but we think we are going to do a new build. We're going to get an apartment for the time being and tough it out. Done. Get that checked off the list so we can move in a month and at least have a stable place to go until we find where we want to actually have our home. Totally fine, totally doable. Then it came to, hey, we're planning a wedding as well, because we never got our wedding, remember? We were going to plan the wedding about 8 weeks after our scheduled due date. We decided, let's not put that on our plate. Let's take that off. We're married, we're happy, we're having a baby. we can breathe, we can schedule it for the fall. So we rescheduled our wedding, and we were devastated. Obviously, we still haven't gotten to celebrate with our friends and family, but for our mental health, absolutely something we needed to do. Birthing classes, not a long thing. It's not going to last forever. We wanted to get it done, and we wanted to make sure that we felt educated prior to if an early term baby comes in, right? So month 7 was it was a huge reality check that, hey, baby's coming and it's coming soon. And a whole bunch of stuff that was just, our plate was breaking. It was so full. But we were able to go through, rewire our brains, especially myself with my anxiety. I was able to kind of coach myself, and talking to other people, coach myself, rewire the brain, and say, what things can I control? What things can I not? What things are going to be lasting and what things are only temporary? And what can get reprioritized? What's urgent, what's not urgent? And by being able to just focus in and honing in on that, and then allowing myself to be okay with not everything is going to be perfect, it really helped me wrap up month 7 in a great mental state, which was what was needed, because then month 8 comes and then there's baby. So it was thankfully a great time that I was able to reprioritize all of that. On the flip side, month 7 had some really, really wonderful moments with the nugget in the tummy. I for sure have a belly, right, in month 7. But what was really, really cool about it is you now were able to actually see the movements of the nugget, and so you could watch the nugget just moving around in my tummy. So I could physically see it when I was looking at my tummy, but I could also feel it too. And every single time that I would feel that and I could see it, it warmed my heart, and it helped me go, all of this is so worth it. All of the sick days, all of the stress, all of the everything is so worth it, because this nugget is amazing. And what's even cooler is this nugget doesn't care if they have a perfect house to live in. This nugget doesn't care if you have to postpone your wedding. This nugget doesn't care about any of those things, because all this nugget wants is to be loved and to be fed. And when I was able to get to that bottom line, everything else was fine, because I knew I would be able to at least do those 2 things. And those were the things that nugget needed. And that's all that mattered. And thankfully, we were able to come away with that walking out of month 7. I'm curious to hear about how your pregnancy went. If you had those anxiety attacks, if you were crazy like me and decided to move within your pregnancy, and even crazier if you tried to move and sell your house but not have another house to move into. Because looking back, I don't know what we were thinking at that point. I would love to discuss your stories. I would love to hear about your stories. Please comment in the comment section to share your stories, or you can always email me, Katie's Coaching Corner, corners with a K, @gmail.com. I would be happy to talk to you about your experience and or more in detail about my experience. Reminding you, I am not a healthcare professional nor a doctor, so please consult your doctor if you are ever looking at and doing any changes to your health of yourself or your baby. Always make sure to always make sure to subscribe to Katie's Corner channel to make sure you get all of my episodes of all of the Mama Mode series. Next week, we're going to talk about month 8, what's to come in month 8, the move. Being 8 months pregnant, I get to disclose all of that and some great news about the gestational diabetes as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll catch you next Mama Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.